What's up? What's up? Come on in on this Saturday, almost noontime here in my location. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Hit the like as you come on in on this beautiful Saturday morning. What's good? What's good? What's up? What's up, Glory to God? How are you on this Saturday morning? You guys hear me well? You hear me good? Give me a thumbs up. Good morning, John. All right, good deal. I just want to make sure. No, we had some audio issues um, in the past. So thank you, thank you, thank you. How's everybody doing? I am obviously on location. Let me spread my screen out a little bit. Okay, that's good. Obviously on location here on today, um, or for this weekend, and I thought I'd come on here on this morning for a little bit, chat up with you guys for about 30 minutes and to see what's good. Let you know what's going on with me. And I don't think I've been on in a couple weeks, 2 weeks, I believe. So definitely wanted to catch up with you guys. Hit the like as you come in on this morning. All right. So what's going on in the dump truck business for me and my end? And we definitely be happy to take any questions and answer them to the best of our ability on this morning. Um, so let me see. Last time I think we talked, or at least I made some videos. You guys knew we were dealing with Hurricane Francine coming into South Louisiana, and thank God that it pushed east of us. So all I got at my house was basically little rain, wasn't even a whole lot, and a little wind, wasn't even a whole lot, and so that was it. And so sun was out the next morning that Friday, and did I do anything that Friday? I don't think we did. I worked that Saturday. I think I had a couple trucks out that Saturday. But this past week, things really turned back to normal, and we worked every day this week during the day. And I had 5 trucks out Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, and Wednesday at night, and I worked 3 Thursday night. So a good week is what I would call that. Wasn't a monster week, as you've heard me say, a monster, out of this world, but it was a good week. It was a typical dump truck week, I would say, for me. It was a typical good dump truck week. Obviously, whenever the trucks are out at night, that's lanyap anyway. I got some hair off my beard hanging there. Anytime anything at night is extra anyway. What's up, Jelani? And so hit the likes. Got 11 people on now. Hit the likes. Let's catch up. Um, so anything at night is lanyap anyway. So we worked, but more importantly, worked every day with the truck. So uh, felt good about it. Good week. And so now we pivot. Get ready to go into. I had none out today. Working none the weekend. We start back tomorrow night. And so and I'm already booked up for the beginning of the week next week. So that's always a good feeling in the dump truck business when you already know what you got to begin that next week. It's always a good sign. So we're looking forward to hopefully we can go from good to great for next week. And so again, for those of you who may be new, and those of you who may be new, Brian, I'm gonna respond to that, Brian. Uh, all we need now is to just try to stack the weeks, right? Remember, I told you I don't care how bad it gets, how many bad weeks you have, 3 straight weeks will have everybody back laughing and talking and eating steaks, right? So This will be week number two, and we just gonna take it one day at a time and see can we get a good solid week number two. All right. So now, Brian, Mr. Brian, that's where I'm at. I'm in Dallas, Texas. You see, this is a hotel room. I'm in Dallas, Texas, right here by Six Flags away is where I'm staying, and I will be in the house tomorrow at 3:25 to see can my boys pull it off. All right, so this is a must win. We need to win this one to bounce back good from that thrashing that we took last week, man. So I really wanted to come to this one. A lot of people ask me, "You from Louisiana? Why didn't you go come up here when they played the Saints?" Well, I really didn't want to come from home to come here to see the hometown team play the team that I'm a fan of. I can see that anytime, when they come to New Orleans, but which will probably be next year, year after next. So I've never seen Lamar Jackson in person, so I wanted to see Lamar Jackson. Yes, Jelani, it is definitely consultation. Still doing that. Let me put my website in the chat. You can um, set that up in at that website right there, Jelani. Would be glad to talk with you. Did a 2 hour consultation. Matter of fact, I got to post it in the chat. Brother from South Carolina just got his truck. Been in the business. Just got in the business. Just got a CDL, and we did a 2 hour consultation yesterday. Great talk with Ken. Shout out to Ken Etheridge out of Irmo, South Carolina, who is in the dump truck business and wanted to know how to just do a variety of things. Just wanted insight in the business and how to really grow and move his business forward. And so, yeah, we're definitely doing that, Jelana. Just hit the website and set that up. All right, so yeah, we need a Cowboys win, Brian. Bad as a hog knee slap. That's what we say it now. So we say we need a Cowboys win tomorrow. Bad as a hog knee slap in his trough. And so hopefully we can bounce back strong tomorrow. I need it. I need it because they ripped me a good one at home, boy. When them Saints whooped us last week. Oh man, I had to hear it most of this week. So I'm hoping the Eagles can fly on down to New Orleans and take care of business, and then um, we can take care of business up here. I want to see Lamar play, but I don't want to see Lamar win. Okay, so those are some things. That's what's going on with us in the dump truck business. Looking forward to a good week. And let me see any gems I want to share with you guys. Um, one of the things we're trying to do in my business at this current time is to automate more things, digitize more things. I'm a guy who's kind of old school, and so I was still writing my everyday stuff down on paper every day, right? You see the date, the contract I'm working for, and then the trucks that I got on that job, right? And so we're moving away from that, trying to create a spreadsheet. We've created a spreadsheet in Excel and beginning to, so I can do all of this stuff digitized and on a spreadsheet in Excel. We still were doing payroll um, by hand. We're getting ready to move towards streamlining that in QuickBooks. So you have to evolve. You have to evolve. It's not that those ways weren't effective, but they're just outdated, and you have to move your business forward. And I want that to be a gem for you guys because that's just what I'm doing in those particular areas. But other areas you might look at and say, okay, how do I need to progress my business forward? Why am I doing this now? Because time. You hear me say time is your most valuable resource. And so, why should I continue to be bogged down with this, having to do that, when I can just boom, 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 digitize this stuff? My computer goes everywhere with me anyway. Boom, 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 line that stuff up. And it could be done just like that. So that's some things we're doing in my business right now. Me and my secretary are working on getting all of that. We're going to do the daily stuff first, and then we're going to move to streamlining the payroll. And that's what we're doing to try to get things where they need to be. All right. Sneaker Bar student, good afternoon, CEO. You down there watching our boys, huh? Yes, sir. Hopefully I'll get to Charlotte in December, I believe, to watch them play the Pan. Yeah, they got Charlotte in December. I saw that. They played in Charlotte last year. I was trying to figure out why did they make them play in Charlotte 2 years in a row like that? But oh well. But yeah, I'm in Dallas. This will probably be the first of at least two trips I'm gonna make here. I think I'm gonna come back in December, bring my girls with me in December to a game. But this will be probably the first of two, maybe three trips I'll make out here. I love Dallas, Texas. I absolutely love Arlington, Dallas, Texas, and then of course come see the Cowboys play. So and I might catch a road game. Who knows? I mean, depending on who they play, I might decide to fly out and catch one of the road games as well. All right. But that's what's going on in my business. Just to give you some gems on what I'm working on now, and that's to digitize, being able to digitize more things in the business, moving from the way that I've always done it to a more efficient 21st century way of doing it. But everything's going good. We've got all our oil changes done. Maintenance is going fine. Didn't have to do anything this week. I got my mechanic coming over. He's gonna do some little small things that dump truck business. Hear me well. A lot of times in the dump truck business, if it's nothing major, something that happens to the truck, you'll just kind of patch or do a temporary fix to finish out the week, and then you finish it up on the weekend. And so I got a couple of things like that we need to do to patch up a few things. I say to fix them like they should be fixed because they were perhaps patched during the middle of a week and we couldn't stop. And so we just done that to keep going. You'll find that that's a common thing in the dump truck, and maybe just in trucking in general, that if it's nothing serious that's going to get you a violation or something like that, you'll just kind of fix it to where you can get by into the weekend and then just remember to go back and fix it like it's supposed to be on the weekends. And so I got a couple of things we're going to be doing. I'm out of town, but my mechanic is going to go by there and do a little bit of that. Um, I'm ready for it to cool off. That's for sure. Another nugget about dump truck business: your tires wear less when the road is cooler. Did you get that? The tires don't wear as much when the road is cool. So I am definitely looking forward to it cooling down. That's going to stop the wearing of the tires as fast. And so you'll notice in the fall and the spring, your tires don't wear out as fast as they do them 4 months during the summer. When it gets to be like June to September, your tires wear because of that summertime heat and that road is hot. So I'm looking forward to that the wear and tear of the tires slowing down. All right, Mighty Cone, what's good? Looking to get into the dump truck business next year. What's a good used truck to buy, or should just go brand new? Um, yeah, it's not necessarily the make, right? Long as the specs are right, Mighty, you're good. Long as the specs are right, 20,000 fronts, 18 to 20,000 pound fronts, 44 to 46,000 pound rears, 442 rear in ratio at the least. I love an Allison transmission, automatic tarp, uh, double frame or thick single frame is what suspension that you want. Spring suspension, you don't want no air ride suspension. Those are your specs, and you can pretty much just go with any make. It's all about the specs. Obviously, I got four different makes, but if my top two for me is Mac and Western Star. But certainly there's nothing wrong with KW, Peterbilt, Cat. It's all about the specs. Um, Obviously, I do advocate new. If that's something that you can in a position to be able to do starting out, but there's nothing wrong as well with going with a good used truck getting started as well. So it's really your prerogative and how you want to start out. A lot of people prefer to go with a good used truck to get their feet wet, to learn the business, and then upgrade afterwards. It's just really a situational thing, depending on the person's situation. What's up, Gordon Reed? Tulsa, Oklahoma. All right. Your specs are right on point. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And by the way, we got all that in our book that we wrote, our third book, which is Buying the Right Dump Truck. You can find that on our website as well. If you're looking for some of you that may not know what the specs ought to be, I'll put my website in the chat if y'all wanted to check that out. It's all about the specs. All right. So hit the likes, guys. Hit the likes as you come in this morning. We're at noontime now on a Saturday. I'm a little later than I wanted to be. I wanted to be at 10 because I know Everybody be about to either go to a football game or watch a football game. All right, Monicone, I was told one turbo and no DEF. Well, that's a lot of people who don't want to be bothered with the DEF systems on the truck, so they advocate going with something 2007 and back, 2006, 5, 4, going back that way, which is an older truck. You realize we're living in 2024. So just understand that if you get something that's 2007, that's a 17-year-old truck. And going back to it that way, 20, 22, 23-year-old truck. So you're going to have to make sure, for sure, getting a mechanic to check that truck out to make sure, number one, it's spec right. Number two, that it's a solid truck, right? You don't want to buy no junk and you'll be out of business as quick as you got in business, or you'll spend a whole lot of capital trying to upgrade an older truck when it really wasn't worth it. So as far as the one turbo, that really doesn't matter. That's a choice. The DEF really is the bigger of the choice that you're going to make, because if you can only get a truck that's 2007 and older, that's not going to have DEF. Now, there's this thing where people are deleting the DEF. Be careful with that as well, because I have a couple of buddies that got the DEF stuff deleted, and about a month or two later, truck ended up swallowing a valve. Another guy ended up having to redo an engine. So if you're going to get that DEF deleted, make sure you're getting it deleted by a certified mechanic and not a jackleg that just happens to know how to do it and might mess something up, and then there's no recourse for you to be able to get money back or compensation on a new engine. So be careful with that as well. All right. Hit the likes, guy. We got 13 people in. Some of you just came in just now. Hit that like button. Let's catch up. Let's get to 10 likes right quick. Let's see, can we get to 10 likes for the country CEO? Great question, though, Mighty. That's why we're here, to answer those kinds of questions. All right. What else? What else I got going on? I'll tell you this. One of the things you want to do also in the dump truck business is begin to accumulate supplies and parts and stuff that are reusable general parts across the spectrum of all of your trucks. You want to keep air filters, you want to keep cabin filters, you want to keep all filters, extra ones, fuel filters, things like that, just extra. Extra backup alarms, extra tail lights and marker lights and headlights, um, uh, brake cans. I'm just kind of thinking about stuff that I keep stocked up in my shop, because I'll need that on any one of the trucks. Now I do keep some truck specific stuff for those particular trucks too, but that generic stuff that you can use on any of your trucks, you want to keep extras of those stuff, belts and stuff like that. So that's a good game for you right there. Petro, I love by the hour. 98% of what I do is by the hour. I love by the hour. I found that it's less wear and tear on the truck. Um, burn less fuel, obviously. I prefer by the hour any day of the week. All right. Thank you for some of you getting those likes up. We made it to 7. Let's see, can we get to 10 likes? See, can we get to 10 likes? All right. Boom, boom, boom. So that's one of the things you want to do. Stock up on tires. Put you some extra tires in your shop or at your place. What's up, Garcia? What else? What else do you want to stock up on? So that's just a good practice right there. Extra oil, extra transmission fluid, extra hydraulic fluid. Keep you 5-gallon buckets of that stuff just stocked up. So you won't be running to the store to get something, or if something happens on a Sunday and stuff is closed, well, you got it in your shop. So excuse me, that's just a good practice. All right, Gordon says, I know you like new trucks, but I highly expect used truck at like 160 to 919 started with 200,000 miles. Would that be good? Start a truck in your opinion. All right, 19, which means it's 5 years old. The average mileage of a working truck for a year is about 50,000 miles a year, right? So average mileage going on that truck should be about 250. Is at 200, so your mileage is good. 165-year-old, that's kind of like what they running. And if it's spec right and you get it checked out and it's in good shape, or they got maintenance records where you can check, or you got some oil samples and things like that that you feel good about, get a mechanic to check it out. That could be a good starter truck, brother. Yes, sir. It's 5 years old. That means that whoever had it, they kept it and paid for it, and now they're selling it. Midas says I'm in Toronto, by the way, but it's a business I've been wanting to get into for some time now. I've just been building up my funds. Cool. Awesome, man. Awesome. How's that work up in Toronto, Canada, Mighty? What's up, John Johnson? Top of the day to you. All right, we got 18 on now, if you would. Let's get our likes to 12. Can we get to 12 likes right quick? All right. All right. Jaquanta Garrett, when you first started your business, did you have anyone in your life who didn't believe in you? Yeah, good question. Let me see. Close to me, no. Um, the wife was very supportive. Um, I didn't tell a whole lot of people. That's a nugget right there. I didn't tell a whole lot of people, but the wife is supportive. I would believe in your household, you need to be on the same. You need to have that support, right? Once I launched out with it, there was a lot of haterism, and the haterism or the negativity, a lot of it, watch this, was due to there was a lack of understanding about the business. All right. And watch this. What people don't understand, they will be down on. I'm gonna say that again. What people don't understand, they will be down on. So I had cousins and uncles and family members that were down on it, but it was due to the fact they didn't understand it. Because when I started in the year 2000, in my county I live in, it really was one guy. Um, it was one guy. He ran a dozer, had like one or two tandem dump trucks, and he pretty much got all the work. So when I got my truck, which was a triaxle, which was a bigger truck, no one in that area had a triaxle. So even, family members and other people were looking at me like, why did he go get that big old truck? Where he gonna work that up? Ain't enough work up here in this rural county for that truck. What's her name gets all the work up here, so there's a lot of negativity surrounding what they didn't understand. And little did they know, my focus wasn't even to work and make the living in the county I live in, because I understood it wasn't enough work there. I knew I had to go to the nearest big city, which was Baton Rouge, right? So people, Jaquanta, will be down on many times what they don't understand. Watch this. Let me say this to you, and I think I said this on one of the videos. Sometimes mama, daddy, grandma, and grandpa will tell you, "Oh, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. You gonna put that much money in there? Oh, I wouldn't." They love you, but they're speaking from a perspective that they can't understand because they grew up in a different time. Ooh, I'm gonna say that again. Your mom, your dad, your grandmother, your grandfather, they grew up in a different time, and so taking risk is risky to them, right? Taking risk is they believe in playing it safe. But playing it safe is not going to get you where you need to go, right? And so don't take it personal because they just don't understand. Is what I would say to you. My people, I didn't take it personal. They just didn't understand. They didn't want to see me not be successful. They just didn't understand. So with that being said, you got to surround yourself with positive people, and then watch this. You can't share your dream with everybody. You can't share your dream with everybody because some people are dream killers, right? The moment you say it, they'll stomp it out because they can't understand it, right? So be careful who you share your dream with. All right. You make me preach a little bit with that. Yeah, Brian, I plan to have some fun. Appreciate you, man. Sneaker Bar Steve, I'm always watching for Knowledge CEO. So I believe my lady bought them books for more knowledge. Yes, sir. I know on my birthday this coming Saturday. Look out, man. Cool, cool. Enjoy, brother. Enjoy. Appreciate the support on that. You got some value there. John Johnson said, no one will hire me with no experience. I have automatic restriction with a class A license. Automatic restriction with class A license. Um, okay, John, before I answer that, I'm assuming you meaning in the dump truck, nobody will hire you in the dump truck business. Before I answer that, confirm that's what you're saying. Nobody will hire you for a dump truck. All right. And while you answer that, I'm going down to self-made. Does 85 an hour sound like the going rate, CEO? Self-made, unfortunately, that's what we get here as a baseline. It needs to go up. We've been pushing for a raise to 95 here. Self-made, where you at? Where you're located at? Let me ask you that first. Um, it just depends on where you're at. I was talking to the brother that I did the consultation with yesterday. He's in South Carolina, and the going rate there is 110, 120. So it just depends on where you're at. Obviously, in Louisiana, we've always been on the lower scale, unfortunately. We still make a living. We still can make it. Cost of living is lower here. But we've been pushing for 95. Now, watch this. That just a couple of companies still holding on to the 85 self-made. A lot of the other companies I work for some for 90. I work for some for 95. I got some $100 customers. I even got $125 customers. So while 85, I'm saying to you, 85 is kind of like the lower end of that scale. It seems to be here ranging from anywhere from 85 for a triaxle now, 85 to 110 for a triaxle. It's somewhere along there. But we're pushing to get that baseline to 95 now. All right, I see you say you're in Pensacola. So yeah, I would ask around some other guys to see, does that seem to be the consensus? But yeah, that could be it. 85 could be it. All right, John. Okay, so John, let me go back to you. So here's what I had to do, John, because sometimes guys don't want to hire you fresh out of school or new CDL and that kind of stuff, right? When I first got my CDL, obviously I didn't start straight in the dump truck business. Many of you may not know that, but I actually started driving mixer truck, right? Concrete mixer truck. So I tell this to everybody: if you're having trouble with somebody hiring you on a dump truck, go to a concrete mixer, a ready mix concrete plant. They tend to hire newbies quicker with new license than dump truck companies. Typically, they'll put you with somebody. They put me with a trainer, and I rode with my trainer, man, about 2 weeks, and I had it. I had it, man. And I didn't go to school. I didn't go to you went to Class A school. You were further along than me. I didn't go to Class A school. I went to me school, right? I went to me school. All right. So before I go any further on that, hit the likes. Let's get our likes to 20. We got 29 of you on now. Let's get our likes up to 20, if you would. Um, I went to me school. I took the test and I drove a school bus to get for the road test, right? And that's how I got my license. So when I actually went to the concrete company, I got on because my uncle-in-law worked there for 25, 30 years. He got me on. But when I tell you, I didn't know nothing. I ain't know how to float no gears. That truck looked so huge. When I got, I'm like, oh my God. And man, look, he talking about floating gears. I'm like, what are you talking about floating gears? Man, I'm clutching I'm shifting and clutching, man. He was like, man, you don't know what you're doing. I was like, I don't. Tell me what I need to do. And he said, let me get in the driver's seat. And he showed me how to float them gears. He said, when you tack that thing up, just before it fall, that's when you put it in your shift gear. And man, it took me about 2 weeks. I got it. So I didn't know anything. So a lot of companies are wary when you like that, especially in a dump truck. So try a concrete mixer job or any other straight truck job, box truck, school bus. Most concrete dump truck companies want to know that you got some kind of straight truck experience. When you don't know nothing, I'm gonna tell you what the fear is. I'm gonna tell you what the fear is. This is game right here. The biggest fear for a green that people have in a greenhorn is they're gonna turn the truck over. They're gonna turn the truck over. In other words, you don't know nothing about truck, so you ain't never been in a straight truck, so you don't know that you need to dump that truck on level ground, right? you raise that bed up and you on unlevel ground, boom, tip over. But if you drove a straight vehicle, then they know, okay, you've been in a straight vehicle, you know about that. So try that, John. All right, let me go back up and got y'all chiming in now. All right, Marty Kong says I'm in the construction industry, so I got a lot of contacts. The business in Toronto is booming. Cool. Out of all the truckers I've spoken to, only two guys give me positive feedback. Nobody wants to help. Yeah, that's typically how it is. But when you see that, Marty, that lets you know. When they are closed mouth like that, and they don't want to give up no information like that, that's even more so. That ought to make you more determined. That ought to make you more excited about the fact that there's money to be made out there. Because that's the only time guys do that. When they don't want to give you the information, don't want to tell you what's up, is money being made. And they're fearful. I don't know why. I never understood this. They're fearful that if they tell you you're another guy that's going to come out there and as if that's going to take food out of their mouth. I don't know why people do that. But what I will say to you, keep talking to guys. Keep talking to the guy because there's going to be somebody that's going to talk to you and be willing to help you. And if you hadn't got the books, man, hey, go to my website. Books are there. How to get started, how to find the work. This stuff will translate in Canada as well as it does here in the United States, man, because it's no different in the work, the truck, how to grow it, that kind of thing. All right. Bilal, how's the dump truck business in Florida? Bilal, it just depends on what part of Florida, right? I've heard some strange things, especially about Orlando going south. I've gotten some bad reports about Orlando, $55 an hour. Certain guys working for 60, 65, how really lowballed the industry in certain pockets of Florida. Jacksonville, great things. Tallahassee have great things. Tampa, I've heard good things. But it just seems like Orlando, parts of Miami, I've had some guys say, man, it's ridiculous. So I think it just depends on what part of Florida. Bilal says he see dump trucks every day. Yes, sir. Hey, the industry is strong. Can you get into aggregates and asphalt with them short dump trucks? Yeah, if you got the short dump trucks, yeah, for sure, Garcia. That's kind of like the ones that they want. They really don't want those long trailers for asphalt. They want the short trailer. Why is that? Because when you raising that bed up to dump, the longer that trailer is, the more it has a chance of doing what? Waving while it's in the air. So they rather those short dump trailers. They kind of particularly want the ones for asphalt that the quarter frame stays on the ground. I'm giving you some game right now. The quarter frame stays on the ground while the bed raises up. Y'all understand what I'm saying? The frame stays on the ground. The company I work for, you got to be a quarter frame trailer, which means that frame stays on the ground while that bed only lifts up. Instead of some dump trailers, the whole thing lifts up. Y'all got me, right? What does that do? That's less preventive of a rollover, right? That's number one. Aggregates, it don't matter. You can kind of haul with anything with a trailer with aggregates. All right, so that's what you would look at. But definitely that they won't. That's what they want, the short trailers. You say you can get 28 tons here in Dallas. Oh, Garcia, you in Dallas. Okay. Yeah, 28 tons. That's good. That's good tonnage right there. If you get 28, that's real good tonnage. All right. That trucker from the Third Hemisphere. How you doing, sir? Just purchase books. Very good information. Appreciate you, that trucker. Appreciate the support, man. Definitely, I'm sure you'll find blessing in it and value in it. Yeah, all that came from the heart, man. Garcia, I want to learn asphalt. I have 3 tractors. Yes, sir. Garcia, hey man, I'm on my way from the airport yesterday. I see all this work just even at the airport. I'm looking at trailers at DFW yesterday when we landed, hauling on site. The airport still got a whole bunch of work. I saw 28-foot trailers, 26-foot trailers hauling dirt at the airport, hauling material at the airport. So it's here in Dallas for sure. Gordon Reed, what's the difference between the Allison and the Eden? Gordon, I just like the Allison, man. I like the 6 and the 8-speed Allison. I don't know, man. That ultra shift eating. I haven't had one. I had a friend that had one. Had all kind of trouble out that joker. He got rid of that Peterbilt with that ultra shift in it. I've heard nothing but issues with it. And I'm just, I fell in love with the Allison, man. Once I tried that Allison out and drove the truck myself and pulled through hard pulling and had dropped the differentials down and all that, man. And that doggone Allison. A lot of people think because of automatic, well, how the truck is going to be able to handle off-road terrain like this. That doggone Allison with that automatic, drop that joker down, you gear, hit the buttons and gear that joker down to 2 or to 1 or 2-1, brother. She walking the dog coming out of there. And once I saw she could perform off road, I just fell in love with the Allison. And so when by seeing the Allison perform and seeing people have trouble with the eating, I just didn't I just want no parts of that eating fuller. Y'all got great questions as well. All right, let's get the likes up to 26. Let's see, can we get 3 more likes on here? We answering questions. Boom, boom, boom. Sneaker boy, I've been rocking with a septic tank for 2 years for experience. So you're right, CEO. Yes, sir. You got the experience. Yeah. You've been driving that truck. They know one thing. Okay, well, he been driving that. He can drive a dump truck. You ain't gonna have no problem. Self-made, my personal credit's pretty good. I'm sure I can qualify for new dump truck as well as my current business income with my own semi. Would it be best for me to go new? Um, Self-made, it just depends on your preference, really. With sounds like you may have a concern with the 85 in Pensacola. So maybe it might be more comfortable. I can't say. That's a question you will have to answer for yourself, but maybe it might be more comfortable for you. I saw somebody earlier asking me about a 2019 for 160. So maybe it might be a little bit more comfortable for you to start off with a used one in that range and then learn the business and then see how that stacks up with the 85 and is it that like that everywhere, is the rates a little bit better, and see how your cash flow and your profit margin runs from there. Just a suggestion. But that might be a way to go. What's up, Daryl Holland? Good to see you, brother. You out now? Word, love this Dutch truck game. Daryl, tell us what you're doing on a Saturday morning, man. Tell us what you're doing on a Saturday morning. Philip Hopkins, how do I get my DBE? Philip, go on your state DOT website, whatever state you're in. Go to the search bar and type in DBE or disadvantaged business enterprise. Let me put that in the chat. Disadvantaged. Go to your state this DOT website. Go to your state DOT website and type that in the search bar, and it should pull up the application, print the application out, and go to work. It's about 15, 16 pages. And some material that you got to add, some documents that you have to supply with it, income tax, things of that nature. Hey, my brother, the M Drive transmission is very good too. I have one in my 2018 Mac. All right, so Daryl, somebody asked me about the M Drive the other day, and I was telling them I particularly personally just didn't care for it too much. Um, Now, Daryl, is that an M Drive automatic or M Drive manual? And I'm gonna tell you why I felt the way I felt. I'm gonna come back to Daryl. All right, Philip says, thank you. I appreciate all you have been helping me. I'm about to order your books today. Appreciate you, Philip Hopkins, and anybody else that cares to want to get those books. That bundle is $69 with all the books, all four. IamCountryCEO.com. And anybody wants consultations as well, we'd be glad to talk to you. I talked with a guy 2 hours, just 2 hour consultation yesterday to help a guy that just got started in the dump truck. And I'm gonna post that in the chat. All right, coming back to Daryl. Out here working, hauling class 7 for the Johnson brothers going to the interstate. All right, that's what I'm talking about. All of some rock sounds like going to the interstate, St. Louis, Missouri. Daryl Holland doing that deal on a Saturday morning. And watch this. If Daryl worked all week already, Saturday is what we call in Louisiana lagniappe, extra. You can have a cake, but then if it's got icing on top, that's extra. If you add a cherry, that's extra, right? When you can get that work on a Saturday and you work Monday through Friday, that's the cherry on top, that's the icing on the cake, that's extra money. All right, so I love that. I love that. All right, let me go back up. I'm waiting on Daryl to answer that other question. All right, Petro, what insurance company do you use? Petro, I was with Progressive for the longest. I was able to get away from Progressive finally, and was able to find a company that was cheaper. I saved, what would I say, $30,000 or $40,000 on my insurance. When Progressive was pretty much about to double me at renewal back in February. So, um, Philip, if you're interested in who that is, or anybody, you can email me and I'll be glad to give you my guy's number. He's out of Mississippi, but he writes nationwide. And as far as I know, and you can just check with him and see can he give you a quote. That's my email. You send me an email, I'll send you the information. Petro, I'm sorry. Bilal, I'm about to get my CDL next month to get into the dump truck business. I'm in South Florida and I see tractors rolling around. What do you think I should do once I get my CDL, brother? What I would say, Bilal, even before you get the CDL, why don't you start talking to them dump truckers? Start talking to them about the industry, the business, how things are. It's one thing to see them, but why don't you start, catch some of them guys at the store, and start talking to them. Start doing your research. I'm assuming you're gonna allow that you're gonna drive for somebody first, or are you talking about getting your own truck? Give me a little clarification on that. But either way, I would start talking to some of those guys and ask them, find out some more of the ins and outs, so you can understand fully how it is where you are. Now, you say you're in South Florida. What part of Florida are you in? South Florida. Appreciate yourself, man. Cool. Daryl out here working hard. Okay, we answered that. Daryl, automatic. Okay, so the M drive automatic. All right, now Daryl, here's where I had the problem at with the Mac transmission. And it's probably been 10, 12 years ago. It was the manual. When Mac first came out with their transmission, Daryl, here was the problem I had. There was an obvious weakness to that Mac transmission as opposed to that Eaton. That 8LL Eaton that was in all of the Macs before Mac started making their transmission, before Mac kind of shifted to automatics like they have now. And man, that thing was weak. When I tell you, it was obvious, different pulling power and everything. And I just said, okay, I don't want that Mac transmission at all. So that's my thing. I do not have a frame of reference these days as opposed to what kind of power does that M Drive automatic have in relation to the Allison automatic. I don't know. Maybe you can tell me if you got an Allison, what's the difference in the two? I would love to hear that. Monty Console comes still when it comes to the financial process for actually get a truck. What's your basic, in your opinion, the financial process? Well, basically, for newcomers getting in, I'll just tell you what my guy who does all my financing. Basically, if you're a newcomer just getting in, most of these finance people going to want to see that you've been in the industry, which would be good. So if you've been in dump trucking for at least 6 months, or not just dump trucking, but if you've just been in construction, period, they like that for at least 6 months. They like that. That means that shows them you got some kind of reference and experience in the industry that you're trying to get them to finance your truck for. That's number one. All right. Number two, typically they want 15, 20% down. All right. So how much ever the truck is, they're gonna want just fix your mind for 20%. Right? Fix your mind for 20%. All right. That's number two. Number three, you still want to make sure that even after you got money for the down payment of that, you still got 10, 15, 20 grand to be able to get you off to a good start. I don't know how they pay in Canada. You might have to run a month before you can get a check. So therefore, you're going to need fuel. You got to still pay bills, things of that nature. So that's just a little bit of the process right there that I would say. I'm thinking that's what you're asking me. Tell me if I'm wrong. That trucker from the 330, do I suggest automatic or manual? I'm automatic. That's what I suggest. I could tell you without hesitation. Love the automatics. I will never go back to manual. You can hear me. I can stand on that. I'm never going back to manual. I love automatic. I tell anybody to get automatic. Why, Country CEO, do you say that? Number one, you don't be as tired. Your drivers will not be as tired. You will not be as tired from that clutching in that left leg and all that stuff. That's number one. Number two, the automatics get the job done just as well as the manual, if not better. That's number two. Number three, you don't have to worry about no driver burning no clutch up and have to constantly worry about adjusting the clutch, right? So that's three reasons I gave you right there, trucker, from the 330. All right, Bilal, you in Homestead? Where's that close to Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Orlando? Where's Homestead? Daryl, believe it or not, I have an Allison in one of my Mac, and the M drive automatic comes out of the hole fast. Then the Allison, it shifts pretty fast. What about the power? What about the power? It's my thing. What about the power on that Joker as it relates to when you got to get in and out that boggy ground? Daryl. All right, Bilal says I'm going to work for a company and fill it out just like you say all the time. Crawl before you out. Right, there you go. Bilal, get in it 6 months, man, and see what you think about it. Talking to people, gathering that information, for getting, you get be getting a training for free. Because I mean, I'm sorry, you be getting it for paid for the training because you're actually working and stuff. So yeah, do that. So, mate, if I experienced with mixed truck already, do you think that dump truck experience would be needed as well, or is about the same, just different controls? About the same, just different controls. That barrel turning around on that truck as it'll turn up, they'll turn over too. I've seen guys turn them over. So yeah, that would be it's just the same, just different controls. That's all it is. It's very strong transmission. I like it. You should go drive one. All right. Well, that's if I get a chance, Daryl, because the Mac dealership here locally, he don't even buy them. They don't even buy it. You actually got to request a M drive. They ain't even putting out M drive in any of their getting that he's ordering for people or just ordering to sell. He's not even getting M drive no more. He getting all Allisons. So I just don't have that frame of reference. I'm going to take your word for it. That's a good reference though. When guys ask me about it, say, "Hey, I hear it's pretty good. Try it out." So I'm gonna approach it like that. Homestead is solid. You pass it before you start going toward the Keys. Oh, okay. Yeah, you real down there in Miami or down there in Florida then. Okay. All right. And so Bilal, what I would do is just see what the rates is. What are the rates down there that those trucks are making? That's what I would start investigating. What's up, V man? Checking in from Raleigh, Durham. Look out, man. Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina. That means Buddy Fab and Big Prime and Sassy and all them folks, right? All right. Let's hit the likes on here. Let's see, can we get to 30 likes? 30 likes on here. This is good dialogue. Good dialogue. All right, this is good stuff here, man. Y'all got it going. Yeah, Daryl, they ain't even buying them. The Mac dealership in Baton Rouge don't even buy them uh with M Drive or the automatic manuals anymore. It's strictly Allison they've been getting them with because it's just so highly requested. That's what everybody wants. Even the companies, the contractors that's got truck, everybody wants that Allison, man. Appreciate you guys on the likes. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Hussein, what's the best state for dump truck business? Shoot. Hussein, pick one. Pick one of the 48. I don't know if I've heard anybody say that any state was bad. I mean, with the infrastructure money pouring into all 50 states, uh, my state just was in a backlog of road work and had made a commitment to fix the road before the infrastructure money. Now the infrastructure money pouring in, and we're just on double blast for road work and infrastructure work in South Louisiana right now. I mean, it's everywhere in my state. And then, of course, we got several states represented here: South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, uh, Texas, represented here. So who's saying I don't know that I've saw any state that wasn't a good state for dump truck work right now? The Carolinas. I mean, shoot, pick one. Well, matter of fact, let me ask you this, Hussein, where do you live? What state are you in? Josh, what's up, Josh? Philip, I've been in business 2 years, almost finished paying for my first truck. Wow. Now that's real good. Philip, that's real good. He been in business two. Do y'all see that? He's been in business 2 years, almost finished paying for his first truck. Philip, what state are you in? What city do you work out of? Tell us what mostly is the work that you do. And I'm doing that because I want some of the guys that want to get into this business and some of the other guys who may be in the business. I want them to just, that's a testimony right there, man. Um, he's been in the business 2 years. That sparks my mind because that was me right there. I was in